Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Today we are tackling a huge project that we've had put on hold in our garden for quite some time, and that's building our squash planter. Now I have a lot of other types of planters, and you can use this method to build a planter for just about anything, your tomatoes, your peppers, melons. You can build a taller one to vertical grow for your strawberries. It really is a wonderful type of planter to have, especially like we are on a balcony here. It really maximizes our growing space. Usually the pallets we get whole and cut them down to size that way. In this case, we ended up getting a pallet that was already deconstructed and tried to put it together that way. So it's a real interesting video to see some of our issues with engineering as we go through and get this planter built. But the end result is great. So stick around and check it out. So as I mentioned, we decided to go with something a little different than we normally do. We didn't get the whole full pallet. We got it already cut down, which we thought was going to be easier. Turns out it was a lot more difficult than we thought for all of the engineering to be able to have all the support that we need on the bottom, make sure we have enough pieces coming up to make the sides, things like that. I just wanted to take a second, now that we've finished securing the bottom piece and have the other pieces organized around it. You can take a little look, and we're going to get ready to start building upwards, which is great that we got that done. But I would just like to recommend just getting the whole pallet, and that way you know you have enough wood. You definitely take wood off when you use a already full pallet. But that's how I did all of my other planters, was with the full pallets, and that's definitely the method I recommend rather than getting pieces of pallets that are already cut up. So yeah, we're going to get right back to building this and get this done so we can get these squash and zucchini and a few extra plants in this. So let me get this a little bit organized, and we'll come right back and explain to you guys what we're doing next. Okay, so we're real excited that we have now gotten it to basically its halfway point of being constructed, which means, thank God, we are so close to being done. We were able to assemble the full front piece as well as the side piece here, which are going to be the real focal point of this planter because it will go against this wall over here. And that's really the part you'll mainly be seeing. I still have to attach this top piece over here on the back side, as well as attach the two side pieces on the other end over there. Now, generally, if you were to get the pallet whole and cut it down yourself, you wouldn't have to do any of this. This would pretty much be done for you, except for these side pieces. You would just take it, lay it on its side and cut it into 3 pieces. You can cut down the 2 ends whichever way you want, but that would be your front piece and side or back piece, and that middle part would be the bottom, and bam, there's your planter. You just take off a couple extra pieces of wood to cut down to size to make these pieces here, and it's done for you. It's so easy. You can also design them in all different types of ways. Like I have some with extra beds in the front and in the back. In this case, I'm doing this one with an extra bed on the side of each of it. So that'll be interesting to see how that works out. So I'm going to get these last pieces put on here, and then the next step is so easy. Landscape fabric. All you have to do is take it, roll it out, cut it, staple gun it in there, basically make a container with the fabric, and use this piece as your frame and just line the whole thing, and you will be so surprised at how much growing space you really do get. And with the right kind of fabric, landscape fabric, it is basically aerated and it's not plasticky, it's more like a fabric, and it works really, really, really well to make these planters, and it's just go crazy, I'm telling you. These are grape tomato plants behind me that I just transplanted about 2 weeks ago, and Just crazy. Things are taking off, so I have to get these squash planted. And I'm also planting a couple other surprise plants in there, so you'll have to stay tuned to see what those are going to be. So let's get these other ones put on here so we can get further into this process. Alright, we'll be back. Okay guys, as you can see, we have totally gotten the whole planter put together, finally. I'm so excited. We're on to the next step, and that is just to attach your landscape fabric. I've already attached this one piece that runs solid along the bottom. It's always good to have at least one solid one along the bottom. I've also pre-cut to size 2 pieces that are going to run long ways this way and this way to come up a little more on the side to make sure that the front and the back of the bed is fully covered, as well as some extra support for the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and get that attached. Then we're going to be ready to add the soil and the plants. I'm so excited. So let's get this done. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've got it all completed, filled with soil. Soil's nicely amended. It's also pre-moistened. So this is just going to make the transplanting so nice and easy. And this is a great spot. You can see already coming into the afternoon how much sun we're getting. These squash plants are going to absolutely love it. So I have already dug out my holes on where I will be planting certain things in this planter and added a few things to the planting holes, like my worm castings. I love that I can just go right into my lovely worm bin right here and just scoop them out. Use them whenever I need them. So let's just get these planted in here. So nice and easy. And the way I decided to divide this bed up, since I didn't have enough wood, I think is actually really creative. And I'm very proud of myself for coming up with this idea. I'm excited to see how it works out. We're going to see that in just a minute as soon as I get these tomatoes in. Okay. Messy mess. Okay, so here I'm going to be growing a golden sunrise tomato. Right here. And these are the smaller yellow tomatoes. They're not pear-shaped. They're not that quite that small, but a little bit bigger than a golf ball type size. So eventually, once my cherry tomato clipping is ready with enough roots, we will be planting that one up here in the front. So we have the 2 little tomatoes in the front. We have so many tomato plants here. It's unreal. Okay. This one back here is a Moonglow tomato. I do have a lot of those planted, but I do love them. They're a nice medium-sized slicing orange tomato, and I think they just look really, really great in salads and on sandwiches. They're just really pretty. All right. Now it's time to get these extra little surprise plants in here. Because now we have an extra Moonglow tomato we have no idea what to do with. I can't tell you how often that happens. So what I'm going to do is, because I love herbs, I'm going to grow some dill. I'm going to make that hole not so deep first of all. Just plant a small little cluster of dill here in front of this tomato plant. Because once my basil plants get a little bigger, they'll go in right in this area, kind of in front of the other. More seeds. That like never happens. I have too many. Now we'll plant more. Okay, so the amazing idea that I got to separate the planters from squash, and I'm not sure what else is in this planter, but to keep it separate from my like tomato planters that are here on the ends, I decided that I am going to plant. Ooh, I don't have that many chive seeds. I was hoping to have many, many more. I do have other chives growing, so maybe I can transplant them at some point. Let's see if I can. I'm not going to find it. Drop it. Okay, so I'm just going to have to do this very thinly and hope that they fill in nicely. So this will be cool. It'll be like a little row of chives, which will be like grass. That will be separating off my beds. Just this nice, tall, pretty grass. I just thought that would be a cool way to separate off the beds instead of just a piece of wood for a change. Okay, so now that everything is planted, yeah, have it all planted, I'm officially out of, oh no, I still have dill. You can still plant some dill at some point. But chives, it was fun while it lasted. Hopefully we see you soon enough. Now you just want to make sure after you transplant, and of course plant anything at all, you want to make sure that you water everything in thoroughly. Even if your soil is well pre-moistened, especially in a planter this size, it will probably take me a while to be able to water the whole planter in to where I feel it's at a good amount of moisture to last through the sunny afternoon here. Oh, didn't mean to hit the leaves. So I just gotta mainly make sure for right now that these new plants that just got planted in here are nicely watered in. That way they can access all those great things we planted, all of the worm castings that went into the planting holes, they can access those nutrients, which is very important. So I'm going to finish getting these watered in. Other than that, my project is finally complete, and I am so thrilled that it is. I hope you enjoyed our video. I hope that you will go ahead and build yourself a planter like this. Remember, you can use it for just about anything you can think of. This is just all garden space, the way I look at it. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you click that button and make sure you ring the bell so you don't miss any more of our future uploads. And alright, we'll see you next time.